Okay, so here we are at 1622 Hitching Post Lane in Davenport, and I know I've got a client that lives right over, I believe, in this street over here. I'm going to turn around to the subject here real quick. And we've got this huge soft maple where you've got some overhanging branches over this roof. The roof looks really good, at least from this angle. It's a poured foundation, so that's good. And let's give you a look here at the central air. And again, you can actually access the internet. And if I can get you a decent picture on these serial numbers, I'm hoping you can read that. I don't see a date there, but hopefully you'll be able to pick that up. I'm going to go back towards the front here again. We're going to do the exterior first. So here we are. We got a ridge vent vent system as opposed to a box vent. And then of course, here's our driveway. Someone, I don't know if they did it, but someone added on some additional concrete onto this driveway. And we're going to head back that way in a bit. But one thing I want to point out to you is this street is newer, and I don't know why, but it's like they replaced a whole section of it. So I don't really have a good answer for you there. As I'm looking at this sidewalk, here's where the sewer's running through. So the good news is if you had to access the sewer, at least you wouldn't have to go under the street. But I'm not sure where the line is or anything like that. Here's the water service right here in the concrete. This concrete overall looks pretty good. It's got some cracks in it and stuff like that, but I've certainly seen a lot worse. One of the things this thing has is this kind of setup. And when I open this up, it looks like they can hook a hose onto this thing here. I'm not sure what purpose this has, except for one thing. There is an outlet here. It does not appear to be GFCI protected, however, but it is protected somewhat from the elements. So I'm going to just walk you along this garage setup they have here. My feeling is the pin should be somewhere near this utility box here, I would think. And then we're looking at the back side. One thing I wanted to bring to your attention, you see that chrome pipe. I think that's the furnace right there. And it looks like they've got some kind of antenna there too. And this is a gas line that's running up into the system. So they do have a furnace in there. And we're going to go on the other side now so you can see a little bit more. So here's our garage. And that's that door we were talking about. And if you read your detail, it'll indicate that they're willing to take this out and make the garage door functional again if that's what you'd like. Here's the access to the garage and also to this, I don't know, 3-season room, if you want to call it that they've got back here for additional storage. There's the back of the air conditioner that they use. And of course this is covering this roof. And this roof does not appear to be the same color as the roof that's over the house. So this would have been put on afterwards. And it appears there's back up in that corner there appears to be some debris there. I'm not sure how effective that is or what kind of problems that would cause. I'll give you a better look at it maybe from here. So you can see how that connects up and sits into that roofing. Now, one thing I do want to check is I want to see what the shingles look like on the other side here. Because if they're a different color, we should be able to notate that. Nope, they're similar in color to the current shingles, so that's good, I guess. You can see that there's been some moisture on this thing before, and I think they had an air compressor or something hooked up here. And this appears, it's not, I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's not GFCI protected. I'm not sure just how functional that is, but you can see this has been wet before, and it looks like they've got this thing hinged, so you could take it down. So let's take a look inside that garage. So here we are inside the garage, and I'll give you a look here. See, this is where the furnace is. They've got a thermostat on this thing, and then they've got this fuse here for the furnace, which would be typical for a gas appliance. And then you can see the ductwork right up in this area. So I cannot see the furnace, only because it's covered up pretty well. And so what I'm wondering is maybe we could get some access into this place here if we're doing a whole house inspection. And then there's another access point up above here, but it's not giving us a lot of storage or anything like that, but at least we could see up in there. And then of course here's the garage door. And it's a extreme garage door chain drive. Not really familiar with that brand. We've got two GFCI outlets here. And then the other thing is, of course, we got the door here. But one thing I do like is they do have a bit of a bracket there so that door doesn't just yank the screws right out or that when you're using it off and on. We've got some under mount lighting here. I don't see a sub panel out here. And it looks like they're set up to take care of this garage door if they want to bring that into play. I do not know if this puppy's plugged in or not. I know that the eyes, that's showing red. And this is showing green, and it's blinking. I have no idea what that means. And of course, outside they had that hook up there, and this is what that was for. But you're right, I mean, you could probably take that out fairly easily as far as that goes if you chose to. Let's take you in to this 3-season porch area. And we've already been in here, but I just want to take a quick look here. I don't know what's underneath us. I can't see any screening or anything like that. Doesn't mean there isn't any. I'm just not seeing any. So I'm not totally sure what that is. I'm going to close this up. And take a look at the rest of the yard. Here they've got a gazebo, not a gazebo, but you get my point. It's got some coverage from the sun and stuff, and they've got this hot tub in here, and I'm not sure what the detail says about it. This is basically a composite type of siding. I'd call it a reverse board and batten siding. There's no, on this, I mean, it's all wood or some form of composite type of stuff underneath that. As far as the garage goes. Now in this part of the garage, this is aluminum there. It's just under this add-on here. And then of course here's the other shed. And it appears they've got juice going out here. They've had some water here before. You can see that. They've got one box vent up here. 2 box vents. And I'm not sure what's in these cabinets. It's empty though. So here's the rest of the yard. You can see this is the back part of the fence. He mentioned in the disclosure that there's easements. Well, there's easements everywhere that you go in Davenport. And so he's probably aware that there are easements, and he's just letting us know this. I would say that this would be our fence. This would be the neighbor's fence. This white panel fencing, I believe. Now, that's all I can tell, at least at this point in time. The yard is extremely well taken care of. There's no need, weeds or anything like that, except, you know, in the flower beds and stuff, but that's pretty minor at this point in time. We've got this area covered here, and it's not an egress window situation, but it's probably sitting about, they actually kind of did this right. It's covered, and they've got the grade up, which is where you'd kind of like to have it. So I think that's a good thing. And it's going to be an extremely strong glare, and I want to see if we can get a look at this roof in the backside. And again, I think the roof looks pretty good overall. So with that being said, we'll take you inside and then we'll finish this out here. Thanks.